I lost my friends, and now I'm losing it. This may be a bit of a rant. I recently graduated college, and I've been really depressed. I didn't have the greatest experience mostly because I was forced to mature early and be a caretaker while balancing school and my future, and wasn't really able to do any typical college things. I had two people I considered good friends, but I've had a recent realization that this wasn't true, and it's breaking me. I have a friend. I'll call her A. She's been a nice person to hang out with. I'll admit, I'm an introvert and she's the opposite, but she would always try to get me out more. She would take me to parties and try to get me to be more social, which I appreciated. My major was really demanding, and I spent a majority of my time working and every weekend doing household work or picking up shifts, but any other free time I would spend hanging out with her. We recently had a bit of a fight because there was one day she had a little too much to drink and I told her I could drive, since I was sober. She didn't take that well and thought I was saying that she wasn't mature enough to make decisions, but I tried explaining how I didn't mind driving and I just wanted to make sure she was okay. She stopped talking to me for a bit until recently when that incident was brought up, and she told me how she felt like I was trying to make decisions for her and how she was okay to drive. She also brought up another scenario where another friend of ours was plastered, and she let him drive since she said she wouldn't be comfortable in the car and expressed considered, but if he wanted to make that choice, that was on him. Her reasoning was that he was mature enough to make a choice, and that if she was the one drinking and said she was sober enough to drive, that I should respect that and trust her because I'm her friend. I told her that I get that she didn't like being told what to do and reassured her that I didn't think she was immature, but one thing I can't do is let people drive under the influence, even if they believe they're sober. I lost a friend due to DUI, and honestly I would much rather lose a friend than have that friend dead. She didn't take this well and keeps insisting that I should trust her and continued to give me the silent treatment. I try to see things from her perspective, but I really can't. Another friend, I'll call her B. B and I were housemates for a few years as well as friends since middle school. Honestly, things were fine our first 2 years upon moving in, and we were inseparable. In the last 2 years, things changed since a lot of our mutual high school friends transferred to our school. B started doing all the things we did together with our other friends, and even though a part of me was hurt, I respected that because I know people grow apart and I had limited time in my schedule anyways. Fast forward to this last year, my efforts at work finally start paying off and I get awards and promotions. I don't really tell anyone about these kinds of things, but somehow word gets around. I notice her start getting really distant with me, but I don't really pay too much attention to it. Around this time, a family member of hers gets sick, and it's a chronic illness one of my family members, whom I take care of every weekend, also has. I try to be patient and supportive, thinking maybe it's just this new change since I've been in this situation before. She also continues to hang out with our other mutual friends, which I try my best to not let affect me in case maybe those friends are easier to be around, and being around me might remind her of her family member and the chronic illness. What becomes the last straw is after being constantly left out of all plans. Our other housemate tells me that B's family member is having surgery on Friday. I send B a text saying that I hope that the surgery goes well, and if she needs anything, I'm here. Later, I see my other housemate, B, and 3 of our mutual friends outside getting dinner at Chili's at Out telling me. I run into one of the 3 mutual friends a few days later, and she asks me why I wasn't there for that dinner. I wasn't important enough to be invited. Honestly, I get that there are 2 sides to every story, and this is my side, but I'm feeling really hurt. These are people I consider to be really good friends who I thought would constantly look out for me. I would constantly make time for them despite my schedule, give them a safe place to stay when needed, plan birthday presents and parties for them, without ever once asking for anything in return. I'm not even upset about not getting the equal treatment in return. I'm just hurt that I'm not worthy enough to be treated like a normal person. Person A thinks that I'm some terrible controlling person because of my morals and eldest daughter tendencies. Person B doesn't even treat me with respect or consideration because they have better friends and options now. I don't know, maybe if I had a healthy family, I wouldn't have to be a caretaker and I could have a normal college experience with nice friends. Or maybe if I chose a different major or career choice, I would have more time to spend to be worthy enough to have close friends. I know I'm not perfect, and I can turn into the mom friend who's always concerned, and that could be an issue to others. I'm an eldest daughter, and I can't help doing that, but I'm trying my best to be more relaxed and understanding. It's just so frustrating to do so much for everyone else, and no one even has the decency to wish me on my birthday. No one had the decency to check in on me the way I check in on everyone else. No one has the decency to show up to my graduation or award ceremonies, despite knowing that I have very limited family in this country and would love to see people who support me at these events. I've only had a proper conversation with person A, like I mentioned, and am not really on speaking terms with person B, but I feel like the damage has been done, and there would be no point in me asking A and B on what can be done. Honestly, I feel really pathetic making this post because I'm positive A and B have plenty of other close friends, and I'm just another side character in their lives. I don't want pity for this, but just want to hear any other perspective I might be missing. If anyone has been in any similar situation, get this off my chest, etc.